They said you could not make it without them. They declared that your strength was borrowed, that your ideas were empty, and that your progress was nothing more than a reflection of their shadow. Yet the truth was never on their side. The truth is that without your vision, without your creativity, without your hands, they would have remained stagnant. They depended on you more than they will ever admit. You were the hidden engine behind their appearance of success. But fear gripped them, the fear that if others saw your brilliance, you would no longer orbit around their world. Out of fear, they suppressed you. They smothered your ideas not because they lacked value, but because they carried too much value. They buried your voice to keep themselves elevated. They silenced your creativity to keep you dependent. They wanted you addicted to their approval. They played games with your confidence, telling you your thoughts were foolish, only to later use those same thoughts to build their own name. That was theft in its most subtle form. Every time you came with vision, they dismantled it before your eyes. But behind closed doors, those same visions were passed along, stolen, repackaged, and celebrated as their own. Recognition that belonged to you was denied because they could not stomach your independence. They wanted you weak, leaning on them like a cane, never realizing you had walked strongly long before they even arrived in your life. They wanted you blinded to your own strength so that you would never leave their orbit. This was not partnership, it was captivity. It was a cage painted as friendship. It was manipulation dressed as mentorship. They were terrified of your wings, so they clipped them with words, with silence, with erasure. But there comes a moment where silence breaks. There comes a moment where even the one who is ignored realizes their own worth. That moment came for you. And when it came, you parted ways. The separation was not weakness. It was divine alignment. It was the declaration that you will no longer play small so someone else can appear great. It was the announcement that your brilliance cannot be hidden in shadows forever. Their refusal to acknowledge you became the fuel that pushed you forward. What they meant for your humiliation became the very soil where your confidence took root and grew stronger. Their betrayal was loud, but your perseverance is louder. Their erasure was cruel, but your presence is undeniable. They thought they could write you out of the story, but they only proved that you are the story. Now, as they stand in their borrowed light, they tremble at the thought of the truth being exposed, because the truth always finds its voice, and the truth declares that it was you who